do you ever get to the end of the day and just wonder where all the time went?
Oh, definitely.
You know you were busy, right?
Yeah.
Bouncing between emails, maybe jumping into urgent things, trying to juggle.
Yeah, multitasking like crazy.
Exactly. But then that big project, the really important one, still sitting there.
Untouched. Yeah, I know that feeling's like the day runs you.
Right. Instead of the other way around.
hmm
And you've got this overwhelming to-do list, plus constant, pings and distractions.
It's such a common struggle now, isn't it? This hyper-connected world we're in. The urgent stuff always seems to pull you away from what really matters long term.
It really does.
What
It
is-
feels like we should be productive, but without some kind of structure, the time just vanishes.
Poof, gone.
Yeah. So what if there was a practical method, something powerful that apparently top performers swear by to beat that exact feeling?
Okay, I'm listening.
People like Elon Musk, apparently, and experts like Cal Newport really champion it. It's called time blocking.
Ugh, time blocking, yes. And that's what we're diving into today, right? We're taking the source material you found on this method
Yep, gonna really unpack it.
and figure out what it is, why the thinking goes that it's so effective, and, the crucial part, how you listening can actually use it to get a handle on your schedule.
Okay, let's do it. Let's unpack this source. What is time blocking, like at its core? What's the basic idea described here?
Well, the definition in the material is pretty clear. It's about dividing your whole day into specific chunks of time
Okay.
and then assigning a specific task or, activity to each one of those blocks.
Right, so it's different from just having a list of things you hope you get done today.
Totally different.
You're deciding up front when you'll do each thing.
Precisely. The material really contrasts it with a standard to-do list. It says, with time blocking, you give every single task a specific home right there on your calendar.
A home on the calendar, I like that.
Yeah. It shifts it from just like a list of good intentions to a concrete plan of action, a schedule.
So can you give us a feel for what that looks like, based on the examples in the source?
Sure. The examples are pretty straightforward. It might be something like, okay, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., write project report.
Odd.
Then say 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., answer emails. And this is important, maybe 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. is blocked for deep work.
Deep work.
And the key is it might explicitly say, no distractions during that time.
I see. So it's not just a vague goal like, I should do some deep work today.
Yeah, oh, no.
It's literally an appointment with deep work from 11 till 12. Every bit of the day planned out.
That's the fundamental idea, yeah. It treats your own tasks with the same sort of seriousness as a meeting you'd schedule with your boss or a client. They get their own dedicated slot.
That does feel like a powerful shift. But why does it work so well? Just assigning tasks to times?
Yeah.
The source material gives some pretty compelling reasons.
It does. It highlights a few key benefits. One really big one is reducing decision fatigue.
Okay, explain that.
Well, when your day is already blocked out, you don't finish one thing and then have to burn mental energy figuring out, okay, what's next? What should I tackle from this giant list?
Because the decision's already made for you.
Exactly. You just look
Yeah.
at your calendar and do the next thing. It saves that constant low-level decision-making drain.
Which, when you think about it, must add up to a lot of wasted brain power over a day.
Totally. Another big advantage pointed out is how it improves focus.
How so?
When you know you've only got, say, this specific hour for this specific task, your brain kind of primes itself to concentrate just on that.
Right, you're zeroing in.
Yeah. And that makes it easier to get into that, flow state
Yeah.
where you're really productive and less likely to get sidetracked.
Makes sense. You're not mentally trying to keep track of 5 other things you could be doing.
Exactly. You're present in that block.
Hmm.
The material also mentions it helps prevent overcommitment.
Oh, interesting. How?
By physically blocking out the time needed for each task on your calendar, you get a very visual reality check.
You can actually see the time filling up.
Right. You see exactly how much time you really have available. It makes it much harder to just optimistically cram way too much into one day and then feel overwhelmed before you even start.
Yeah, seeing it laid out forces realism.
Yeah.
That's smart.
And finally, a really critical benefit mentioned is how it protects time for that deep work.
The important stuff.
Yes, those complex tasks needing real focus that, let's be honest, are so easily pushed aside by urgent emails or, quick requests.
The tyranny of the urgent, like you said earlier.
Exactly. By blocking dedicated time for deep work, you make sure it actually happens. You build that space right into your day deliberately.
These benefits really speak directly to that initial problem we talked about. Feeling scattered, overwhelmed, not getting to what matters. Time blocking sounds like a way to intentionally structure against that chaos.
That's the idea presented, yes.
So, okay, for someone listening right now thinking, all right, I want to try this, how do they actually start? The material gives a pretty clear 5-step process.
It does. It makes it very actionable.
Yeah.
So, step 1, list everything you need or want to do.
Everything, like even small stuff.
Everything. And the source is clear, not just work tasks. Include things like checking email, planning your day, your meals, breaks.
Right. Don't forget the basics. Eating is important. Breaks are important.
Absolutely essential. Okay, step 2, estimate how long each thing on your list will take.
The tricky part.
Can be. The advice here is be realistic. Maybe even add a little buffer time.
Oh, good idea. Buffer time.
Yeah, because things often take longer than we think, right? And just switching between tasks takes a moment, too.
Always build in the buffer. Wise words.
Step 3, open your calendar. And the source says it doesn't really matter if it's digital Google Calendar, Outlook, or, an old school paper planner.
Whatever works for you.
Right. The tool itself isn't the main thing. Using it consistently is.
Just pick a place to see your time laid out. Got it.
Step 4 is where the magic happens. Block your time. Take the tasks from your list and actually assign them to specific time slots on that calendar. Okay, putting the pieces onto the board.
Exactly. And there's a neat tip here. Consider color coding. Like maybe red for meetings, blue for focus work, green for personal time, or breaks.
Oh, I like that. Color coding. Makes it visually clear instantly the shape of your day.
Yeah, makes the schedule much easier to just glance at and understand.
Right.
Okay, and step 5, the final one, stick to it. Mostly.
Briefly.
Well, commit to the schedule, but stay flexible. The material suggests treating these blocks like real appointments you've made with yourself.
Okay. Serious appointment.
Yeah, but if something truly unexpected comes up, the advice is try to move the block, reschedule it, rather than just deleting it and letting it fall away.
So rearrange. Don't just abandon the plan.
Right. It's meant to be a framework that guides you, not some rigid cage you can't escape from.
That flexibility part feels really key. It's not about being a robot, but using the calendar as a powerful guide. So this is how you, the listener, can actually start applying this method based on what we're seeing here. Yes, exactly. It gives you a solid plan to work from, even if you need to adjust things on the fly.
Now, are there any other, extra tips or nuances in this material? Things to help someone succeed, especially if they're just starting out with time blocking.
Yeah, there are a few good pointers offered. One is start small. If blocking out your entire day feels, totally overwhelming at first,
Which it might.
it might. So maybe just try 1 or 2 focus blocks each day to begin with, like block out an hour for your most important task.
Ease into it.
Yeah.
Don't try to boil the ocean on day 1. Good point.
Another really crucial piece of advice, always schedule breaks.
We mentioned including them, but this sounds like really emphasizing it.
It is. The material is very clear. Trying to block every single minute without any downtime is just a recipe for burnout.
Fast.
Makes sense. Breaks let your brain rest, recharge. They actually make your focused work blocks more effective in the long run.
So breaks aren't just nice to haves, they're a scheduled necessity for this to work sustainably.
Precisely. A third tip is to review your schedule the night before.
End of day prep. Yeah, just taking 5 minutes. It helps you mentally prepare for tomorrow, cuts down on morning stress, and means you can hit the ground running because you already know what's on deck.
Kind of like setting your intentions for the next day before you even go to sleep. I like that.
Me too. And one final technique the source mentions is something called time boxing.
Time boxing. Okay, what's that?
It's related. It involves setting an actual timer for a specific task block. You challenge yourself to complete that task or a significant part of it within that set time.
Oh, okay. So it adds a little pressure, like a race against the clock.
Kinda, yeah. It can really boost focus and create a sense of urgency for that block.
Interesting. So it's not just scheduling the time, but sometimes adding that little challenge element within the block itself.
Exactly. And the overall message here is that time blocking is presented as a skill, something you get better at with practice.
Like anything worthwhile. Right. You'll get better at estimating how long things really take, you'll get better at sticking to your blocks, and better at adapting your schedule in a way that actually helps you reach your goals.
This has been really, really helpful, just unpacking this material. The core message seems crystal clear. Time isn't just something that, happens to you.
Right. It's a resource.
It's a resource you can actively manage. And by blocking it out, you shift from just reacting all day.
To intentionally creating your day.
Exactly.
And the closing thought in the source material is basically a strong nudge. Give time blocking a try, even just for a week. See what happens.
Experience the difference yourself.
Yeah, there's even a simple mantra suggested. Plan it, block it, do it.
Plan it, block it,
Yeah.
do it. I like that. Captures the essence from this source perfectly. Okay, so building on that whole idea, if time blocking makes it super visible where your time really goes, because it's all laid out there on your calendar.
Yeah, it holds up a mirror in
Yeah.
a way.
Right. What might that reveal to you, listening right now, about how your actual daily actions line up with what you say are your most important priorities? If you saw your time mapped out, what surprising patterns might jump out? And seeing that clearly